Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show this week on the Other Line Canada, every Tuesday live. We already have a room full of people checking in, so let's see who we've got here. If you're checking in, say hello. Colton, you're first this week. I believe you were first last week, too. I could be wrong. Justin, how are you? Luke and Justin again. Luke twice. Hey, Justin. Happy to have you on the show. Lee, I know you're still mad with me. No, I'm not going to Cold Lake this year. I'm not going next year. I'm going to stand true to my word. Mr. Scott Connolly, fingers crossed we're going to see you here in about 3 weeks. Corbin, hello. Welcome everyone to the show. For any of you that haven't heard of the man Trevor Davies or checked out the 5 Questions with last night, head on over to YouTube. The nice thing with 5 Questions is it gives everyone an idea of what we're going to talk about tonight. Trevor joining us from The Real Doctor. Any of you that haven't heard about Trevor or aren't familiar with him, you're going to learn a whole lot more. He has some pretty cool stuff to show us, and I'm really excited about some of the stuff we're talking about. And my proverbial third wheel, because I think that name's just going to stick, Mitch is going to join us at some point in the show. David, hello. Mr. Greg Rice, good to see you on here, buddy. I know you've been stressing out a lot lately. I hope you're having a good start to your week. Without any further delay, let's get him in here. Trevor Davies, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Doing all right. You're
hanging out in I can call it the man cave. I don't think I've seen a setup quite like what you've got going on back there. That's not your new boat. That's just your other boat, right?
No, this one's just a new little one I picked up this year just for smaller lakes like trout lakes, and then some of the smaller lakes that I'm not going to get the big Ranger on.
Have you got your Ranger yet?
No, it's still on its way to Canada. It's leaving. It'll be finished on the assembly line here on the 23rd or 24th, and then on its way to Canada.
How excited are you to have the new boat? I know I've seen you posting pictures and stuff of it. To say it's like excited for Christmas Day, is that an understatement, or you can't sleep thinking about it?
I'll be honest with you, I'm happy it's coming. It's a beautiful boat. You've seen the colors. It's very gorgeous. I got to pick everything I ever wanted because they took me on as a sponsor, and so I got to pick a lot of cool things that just not any Joe could pick. And then, so lots of cool things, but the fact that I'm leaving a tiller of tiller fishing boats, all my big boats have always been tillers for so many years. I'm a little nerve wracking because I don't know if I'm actually going to enjoy going on the wheel.
So I wonder, with the new boat coming and all these fancy features, how many more friends have you gained in the last couple of months? Do you have a long list of people just biting at the bullet to have you take them out?
I don't know. Lots of questions. Why did you go from a tiller to a wheel? Lots of that. And guys are, I showed pictures and stuff like that, and people are very excited for me to get the boat. But it's basically the same ring of friends, maybe a couple extra. I don't know. I haven't seen any influx, to be honest with you.
Hey man, add me to the list. I have no problem with that. I'll throw my tackle all over the place. I'll get it all fishy and weeds everywhere.
Well, the guys were bugging me saying they're going to eat cheesies and hickory sticks on it first thing.
Will you allow bananas on the boat? That's the real question.
Bananas don't scare me. Bananas is a myth.
Well, I see Scott Stewart's on here. He's asking, I saw his story on Facebook today. He's looking for a boat loader. I don't think Trevor has a boat loader, but and I don't think Scott would want to travel to Alberta. So anyone in BC that has a boat loader, maybe they can let Scott know.
What's a boat loader?
I don't have a clue. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a boat guy. I have lots of friends with boats. That's about it. So I would have to assume it's probably the rookie's way of just automatically loading boats. Let's just go with that.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Greg Rice is saying hi to you. Scott Stewart is saying he would travel, but we don't want him out here. Alberta's protected land, right, Trevor?
That's correct.
Pretty much. Well, Trevor, why don't you tell us about your passion and what you got you into the art of fishing?
Well, I've just always been that kind of guy that would see a body of water and I'd grab my fishing pole and run over there, even if there wasn't a fish in it. Like one of the places I grew up in, and they had this dugout, and I was told there's no fish in it, but I would just sit there and fish and use my fishing rod, and I would sit there for hours and just because it was an open water situation. And I found out there was a lake that was about 6 miles away, and once I got my first bike, I rode my bike 6 miles one way home, and I used to fish off the little dock there. And yeah, that's where it started.
If that isn't commitment, I don't know what is. I would have to say I completely understand what you're saying, because I think for many of us, we'll do anything to go fishing, right?
That's correct.
How many bodies of water did you prove people wrong thinking there was no fish and there actually was?
Oh God. Well, that's just been an ongoing thing the whole time because nobody believes in Alberta. Nobody believes that Alberta has so much potential, and I've proved it and time again with like my pictures are in the fishing hole, and they prove that the North Saskatchewan River produces giants, and we don't have to travel 9 hours to the Saskatchewan north. And I've broke records everywhere in any body of water. Like there's fish everywhere here in this province, and there's no reason why people can't get out and catch those jumbos that are there. Like I showed Greg Rice that's watching. I took him to a perch lake where he just did not realize those jumbos were in there.
Right. Well, we both know Greg is a non-believer until people give up hotspots. I mean, that's just a rumor I'm starting this week. So, I mean, perch slayers of Alberta or not, it's just a rumor I'm starting. I think we'll stir the pot. Valid point, Trevor. I think that's a great rumor for us to start about Greg.
Yep. Yeah.
How do you feel then? Because we have this conversation amongst friends all the time. With what you just said is something I've not heard anyone really ever say. And I've been in Alberta for a long time. I always feel that the province is split. People in the north say the south has it better, and people in the south say the north has it better. Are you telling me that there should actually be no division? It doesn't matter what part of the province you're in. There's good fishing no matter where you are.
There's fishing everywhere. If you follow your calendar properly and build yourself a fishing yearly calendar on what, where, and what and how produces, you can travel anywhere in this province and ding the bell any time of the year. I can ding it. If I wanted to go right now and catch, if I wanted to break a personal trout record, I could go and do that. If I wanted to go catch walleye right now, there is places open for walleye, and people just don't know of these things. You got to do your homework. And if I want to go catch a 10-pound walleye tomorrow, I can go do that. I can go anywhere in this province and just have a great time at any given time of the year.
I didn't see this coming, Trevor, but you're actually motivating me to change my attitude towards fishing in Alberta. And the reason I say that is because since I've fished Manitoba, I can only ever talk about Manitoba. And I've fished with a lot of people, and I've spent a lot of time out fishing. You're probably one of the first guys I've ever had say that they have that attitude about it. And I think it's kind of refreshing. So thank you for that. Maybe I'll be a little less negative Nancy about fishing in Alberta and a little more positive. That's not something I've heard from anybody in a long time when we're talking about fishing in Alberta compared to the way it's been managed the last 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to work around the manageability. I mean, they put their rules in place for a reason, or what they think is the proper reason, and you have to be able to. It's just like tournament fishing. You have to be able to adapt on the spot to make the spot work for you. And I'm more than good at that. I mean, I I've always been a catch and release guy, but now I'm a heavy promoter of it. I never was a promoter of it. I was just to say, yeah, you can always catch and release. Oh, I don't want to fish that lake because you can't keep them. Why don't you just go for the fun?
Yep. And I think that's a very important part, right? I mean, it goes back to what you talked about, your passion, where you just see a body of water and want to see if there's something in there, right? Sometimes if you're not, out trying to find what you can or hunt those new areas, maybe you're just not really experiencing the full potential of what we have near us.
Oh, we have so much.
Dude, I'm jacked. Seriously, I don't think I've heard anyone that, except for maybe a few of my friends, Mitch included, really have that attitude. So I think it's time maybe I change my attitude a little bit. Whether it happens or not, I guess, is yet to be seen, but I'll try to do better.
Well, you're welcome to come fishing anytime.
You can be my positivity coach, Trevor.
Yeah.
Done deal. Well, Scott got back to us. He's saying that an auto loader is what they use to load a boat on top of a truck.
Oh.
He drives a Dodge, so I mean, we'll probably won't get into that. I think you drive a Chevy, right, Trevor? So
Yeah.
Chevy and Ford, I mean, they're kind of similar, separate from Dodge, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I was a Dodge guy for 27 years, and I wouldn't drive anything else. But as soon as I bought this Denali, I won't turn away again. I'm stuck for another 30 years.
Yes, I would agree with you. That's another thing Greg Rice has ruined. Thank you for pointing that out as well. Well, we got lots of other people checking in. We've got Kurt. We got Jay checking in. Joel. Hello, Joel. Cliff. Cliff, I love your question. And for anyone that doesn't know who Cliff is, you should check out his BC fishing podcast. Cliff, I've been watching a lot of your stuff, and that's some pretty cool stuff you got going on there as well. What are you looking forward to for the open water season, Trevor?
What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to getting out in my boat and getting some hours on and getting some time on the wheel.
We lost him. That's why this show isn't scripted. And that's why we have a third wheel. Hey, third wheel.
Hey, it's the token white guy.
Mitch, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, good. Just wishing I was fishing, I guess.
Wishing you were fishing. I think you were, the picture you had of you and Aaron on your Alberta Fishing Trips and Beyond page, is that you guys were just out?
No, that's a lie. That was from last year.
Ooh, fake news, eh?
Yeah, right before the ice hit there, actually broke through a half-inch of ice just to get to that lake. And then Aaron put a clinic on, and she caught a few nice taggers and that bow that day and just schooled me.
Nice. Hey, I think we got Trevor back. Let's see.
Yeah.
Trevor, we got you.
I don't know what happened there.
I will continue to look for Trevor and see what happens.
I thought he was there.
I thought he was too. Look.
Oh,
hey,
he's back.
He's back. I got him in the waiting room. So, Trevor, if you can hear me, we'll just get a thumbs up from you when you're ready. It happens, right? I mean,
it's real life.
Technology. It is real life. Yes, you do have that right. It's live. It's not scripted. And let's try again. Trevor, do we have you back?
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I might have lost him. But that's okay. Trevor's going to be back because he's got some pretty cool stuff to talk about. You know what, Mitch? We're here. We'll try one more time. Nope. And that's why we don't stress. Trevor, I'll wait for your thumbs up. We'll jump ahead in the show in case Trevor does pop back in here. Scott's saying he could hear him, so maybe we'll leave him up. We'll see if he comes back. Trevor, we're here. We're all here for moral support for you.
I think it's the Blair Witch Project now. You're probably gonna start crying in the screen soon, maybe. Where are you going, Trevor?
Okay, everyone is saying that they can see him.
We can see him. He's good to go.
I see a black screen. Can you see him from your end, Mitch?
Yeah, we have him. We can hear him.
I cannot hear him.
Huh.
Yeah, I got him.
You got him?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's try this. I'm gonna back out. You're on the show, and I'm gonna see if it's an issue on my end.
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Not too bad. I did drop off there, but my screen went blank, and then it just asked me to kind of re-enter the room or whatever it was, and I just pressed the button, and I was right back.
Yeah, I think it's just me and you now. Todd, I don't know. Maybe I had to go to the bathroom and left. I don't know.
I got full bars here, so I don't think it's me.
Nice. Well, on a side note, man, you're looking good.
Thank you.
I've been watching your kind of transformation, and you've just been killing it.
Yeah, well, it was about time. I had to add some time onto my life, and being 405 pounds just wasn't going the right way for me.
Yeah, you'll get those extra fishing years.
Yep, the extra fishing years, and then don't get bagged going from one end of the boat to the next.
Yeah. Oh,
He's back.
I do not understand what is going on with technology right now. Mitch, you should have just kept running with it. Scott's right. I'm the weak link.
do you hear him?
All I know is I dropped out and I could hear everybody clapping in the background. So, Trevor, I can see you now. I can see Mitch. Luke's saying he can't hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear you just a faint little stutter on your video and a little stutter on your vocals.
Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do, Mitch. You guys talk open water, and I'll back out for another minute till I figure it out from my end.
I can hear you perfect, but
yeah, he was good there.
Yeah. So what's your open water season looking like so far?
Okay, well, so obviously with April, the end of April, I'm gonna head and do my bass fishing thing down in Windermere.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, pretty pumped about that. And then I'm gonna run up to Prince Rupert and do steelhead for a week.
Sweet.
And then I will come back down, and my boat should be back. My boat should be here from Ranger, and we'll start prepping that. That'll take a couple weeks to finish off all the little this and that, and then maybe some trout fishing in between there, and then running the boat, getting some hours on it, getting used to the steering wheel thing.
Yeah, so you're jam packed already.
Yeah, and then all of June, I got my tournament start May 31st and go all the way till mid-July if I want.
Nice. Yeah, I've been thinking about heading down for bass as well here right away. And it's always great that first spring fish for those largemouths in the back face.
Yeah, it's the mountains are still not giving up the water yet. So as long as we can get the water temperature up, I've got a live feed there.
Yeah.
And do you have that one there?
I have a buddy that's watching for me. He always gives me the updates. So
do you go down there with the wife?
We'll go with the wife. Yeah. Usually we head down, but we go farther south than you and hit a couple of lakes down around the Cranbrook area more.
Gotcha.
But bass fishing in the spring is just a blast.
Oh, I love those things. We're fishing in what we call a wet field.
Oh, yeah.
We go off to the left there, halfway down there. Have you been to Windermere?
No, I haven't, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just there's this much water.
Yeah, when they got those pockets that they hang up in and you throw something over top of them.
Yeah.
So much fun.
As long as it splashes, it's getting smashed.
Oh, heck yeah.
But can you catch him on a corn dog?
Probably could, yeah.
Luke is on here apologizing to me. I'm back. Luke, don't worry. It was an issue on my side as well. So I know you were messing with me, but I wasn't taking your word as truth. So, but Greg is asking Trevor when you're coming down his way to fish.
Towards Bonnyville and that?
Yes.
Well, I will always take an invite from Greg. I've fished with Greg before. He's a pleasure to fish with. I've fished with him ice fishing, and I've fished with him open water, and I've had nothing but good experiences with him. He is a gentleman of the sport. He is an ambassador to the sport, and he knows the sport quite well. And I like his attitude, and I like the atmosphere that he puts around himself as a professional angler.
I would agree with you. I think Mitch would probably agree too. We've both spent some time with Greg, and for anyone that isn't familiar with Greg, not to kind of give him an ego, because we know with the competition coming up, he might need it. But Greg is a salt of the earth guy. I think anyone that can experience what it's like with Greg. I don't know if he got his new boat or not. Maybe he'll tell us on here. But that guy knows Northern Alberta.
Yeah, soon. He will have his boat soon. He's excited. He was already showing videos of where he's going to dunk it in first.
I challenged him to do some jumps with it, but I don't think he's on board with that. So
that'd be pretty fun in that boat.
We know you won't be doing jumps on yours, so.
I did plenty of jumps on with my last jet boat, and that's what made me sell it, because I some of them were unplanned. AKA the Bow River. My God.
Actually, you invited me out for that trip, and I believe you took the Greek with you, which is probably, I wouldn't say your first bad choice. The dude knows the river, but that was the one trip I missed out on that I wish I hadn't of. So thanks for that invite. That it looked like you had fun / a lot of stress on that trip, would you say?
Let's put it this way. I spend more time just trying to keep the handle on the jet boat, and those guys fished and they caught fish, and I was stressed the whole time, and yeah.
I know we have Mike Robertson booked in May. I don't know how anyone manages with the bow, and I'll fish, but I'm not rowing, I'm not steering, I'm not doing any of that. So
I sold my boat probably 60% because of that Bow River trip. To tell you the truth, it scared the hell out of me because of the boat control. And from now on, I will just hire Mike. I've talked to several people that have hired Mike, and I'll just do that from now on. I'll let him run the boat. He doesn't care about fishing. So he cares about fishing, but he wants everyone to catch fish.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, most people that fish the bow don't even like the bow. Marcy included, who this week broke her cold streak on the bow with 2 whitefish. Still no brown, but 2 Rockies. So whether you're on the bow in a boat or fishing from it, it's a beast. There's no doubting that. Well, Trevor, we're going to talk about your favorite species this week, a walleye and perch. And I think with a lot of the tackle that you have, maybe a little bit more towards walleye. But, I mean, just the pictures in your intro video, big perch, big walleye. What's your personal best for both species? Do you know?
My personal best perch is 2.15. He is not in the garage here right now. He's in the house. Unfortunately, I didn't bring him out, and then my personal best walleye is 15.9, and I've done it twice, in both at Tobin.
Wow, that is a big fish on both factors. The perch is Alberta?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The truth.
Yeah. Yeah. And Greg knows it. I put him on those fish that have just about touched those guys.
It's actually funny because he told me that he showed you that spot. So again, I'm not one to really cause controversy on here. I'm just going to leave that alone. But
okay.
Mitch, what about you? What are you for personal best for perch and walleye?
Perch, I don't know how much it weighed. It was 14 and a quarter. Then walleye would have been Lake Winnipeg 32.
Yeah, both you guys have me beat there. I
Yeah.
bow down.
Well, come fishing.
Yeah.
I will have to. Yep. I would have to say probably my best perch would probably be with Jeremy Mortensen. I think that was like 13 and a half. And walleye is maybe 28 and a half. So I'd probably put it in around 10 pounds, somewhere in there, 8 pounds.
Yeah, 8.5.
Yeah. I'm a lightweight. I can't help it.
Respectable. Very respectable fish. There's nothing to be said about, nothing to be ashamed about that. Those are nice fish.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You're pumping my tires. Mitch, I'm going to ask you this because I know you think it with all your experience. What do you think about Trevor's attitude about fishing in Alberta?
Well, he has a good attitude. There is fish in Alberta. There always is. They just get a little more pressure, and I think you got to work a little harder for them in most lakes. But you get into those spots where those big fish are hanging, you're going to get onto them.
Yeah. What did you bring us for tackle? And tackle's kind of a vague word. I think Trevor's going to show us what he's into when it comes for fishing for walleye in particular. Trevor, what do you have to show us?
Well, you want to, like, my favorite lure to catch fish?
Your favorite lure, and if you want your table or whatever else you brought, because I know some of the stuff you want to talk about as far as what you use, but I'll leave that to you. This isn't all about your secrets, but you want to show some. There it is.
That I've won over $200,000 worth of money and prizes with that thing right there. Can you guys see it? It's a spinner rig harness. It's a spinner rig worm harness, and this little guy spins
like a butterfly.
Yeah, a butterfly blade, and then you put a worm or 2 leeches on there, or a minnow on the top hook, and it's called a worm harness. But you could put a minnow here and a worm here or a worm there. You can load it right up however you want. I put big floats on all my stuff because I run 56-inch stealth leaders on them, because if you get into a situation where you need to downsize the leader, you can knock it back to 42 or 40 or whatever if the water's muddier and stuff like that, or you want a little bit more high flotation and stuff.
Someone was asking me to make you full screen so they could see that. So here's what I'm going to do, Trevor. If you want to show that again, we're going to pop out for a second.
So that's it there. And sorry, I'm not very good at the angles of everything that goes on with the video. I've never done this before, but if you guys can see right there, there's 2 hooks here, 1 hook, and then if you look, this thing here that spins, and that really brings them in. This is called the Northland butterfly blade. And if you guys want to see my table, if you want to leave me full screen, I'll show you the table if I can.
Perfect. Let's do that.
You want it? Just let me know. So there's my tying table. And I got like the whole counter. And then and then this was made for me by Marcus von Baldwin down in Calgary. He's built all this wood for me, did a beautiful job. There's an upper layer there that I use for the blades and stuff like that. And then just everything's ready right here, like all your floats and beads and everything is all ready to go. Yeah, and there's more beads there. So it's all right there at my fingertips for some crazy tie-in.
That is the craziest setup I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love those butterfly spinners. My buddy Andrew Galloway hooked me up with a bunch from Team Canada Pro, I believe last spring, and they're just machines. I love those butterfly spinners.
Yeah, yes, I don't know how to show them, but I got lots.
Now, Cliff brings up a good point. Let's see if it works here.
Ooh.
There.
Nice.
Even better. Cliff, thank you. Now, I noticed, Trevor, you're running a ton of different colors. So obviously it's going to depend on, is it going to depend more on the season or what do you find typically? Like the colors change with varying bodies of water or?
Well, it's, yes, like I find that, there's certain parallels of our province that different colors work better. So like if you got above, like if you got your northern lakes like Pinehurst and those back lakes where they're oceanotrophic lakes, more tea stained, naturally foraged lakes where the water's coming in and going out all the time. I would use more pinks and purples and chartreuse. And then where you've got mesotrophic lakes where there's not a lot of flow in and out, I'll use more darker colors like like your dark oranges like this, and then golds like all kinds of different kinds of golds. I have like probably 15 or 16 shades of golds. They go right from this darkness right to a very brightness, very brighter. I'm not saying that properly, but there's just all these different shades of golds that will allow it to show up in the tea stained water. Hey, there we go. Yeah, that's my favorite color, Mitchell.
Yeah, it is a good one.
This one here, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That is sick, man. That's my favorite hook. And then these here are now starting to become my favorite too. Is these purple Northland butterfly hooks? Butterfly.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, the purple with the little bit of red in them, and then they make a silver one, and then they make this one here, the pink lemonade one. This is just crazy. And then they make this one here that is purple.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you just tie them up with condensating beads, and it just works.
I actually had a reel full of harnesses, and do you think I can find it for the last year and a half? I think it's in Mitch's boat.
Probably.
Maybe I got it. Hey, maybe I got it.
Maybe, I don't know. Now, you actually brought this up, Trevor, and it was one of the things I was going to ask you anyways. You mentioned about harness length. Do you find anything shorter than a 42 is as productive? I used to do like 3 feet, but do you find that you get a little more action out of the longer harnesses?
No, the reason I tie a longer harness is because stealth. So the bottom bouncer goes by, and say if you're on rock or sand, you're going to get ding, 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 or right? And in mud, you won't get nothing. So depending if you're working mud lines, rock lines, sand lines, you'll do your different lengths. But I like to run 56. And if I'm not tagging bottom, if I'm not bringing up weeds or touching eggs, I'll leave it there. And if I'm touching, I'll shorten my leader up if I'm using my favorite or most confident color, because it makes it ride up higher and float a little bit higher. And I use monofilament line on I have a box of, like, if you can believe it, 650 to 1,000 rigs with mono, and I have another box with 1,500 with braid or with fluorocarbon.
With fluoro.
Yeah.
I can't believe what you said. $200,000 in winnings on a worm harness.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something to brag about right there. And I know a lot of us have seen how well you do in tournaments. I mean, you know your stuff when it comes to tournament fishing. It's mind-boggling to me that something as simple as that can be such a game changer for you.
Well, I don't think that they hand out the Western Canadian Angler of the Year just easily. I don't think they hand that out, so I've earned it every time I've won it.
Yeah. How much stress do you go through, even though you've done tournaments for so long? Do you still get that high stress the anxiety of competing in a tournament?
Listen, you know what? You know where your most stress is the first 5 minutes in the launch. It's because you have all your pre-game plan all built in and you're ready to go. You're ready to go. And then if something happened during my pre-fish that kind of twerked me or tweaked me a little bit, I sometimes will, oh, should I go there? Where should I go first? You know, maybe the wind is like you're judging the wind and they said it's supposed to blow 13 in the morning and it's blowing 26. Well, and it's blowing from the northwest and it was supposed to blow from the north. So should we go over there to those, you know, oh my God. It's like,
I couldn't even imagine. I mean, I've done a little bit of tournament stuff, not on that level.
yeah.
I guess for me, I always say this about guiding, and Mitch probably doesn't feel this way, but if I take someone new out fishing or to experience a species they haven't fished before, I'll use Marcy as an example. I put more pressure on myself for that person to be able to catch fish and have a good experience. I can't even imagine what it would be like to be sitting at the launch with, you know, all the other competitors and all that stuff running through your head and still be expected to enjoy catching fish.
There's so much running through your head.
I can tell just by the way you do this, you're like, oh man. What with everything going on with the new normal, what is happening with tournaments? Do you have some upcoming? What's kind of the plan, or what are you hearing?
Yeah. Well, basically, it's the same way as we did things last year with COVID. It's kind of like a drive-through restaurant style where everything is done just like you have a server in the window and you just drive through and everything's done like that. Masks when you bring in for away, and it's just absolutely no more fun. COVID has ruined everything, and it's the camaraderie is gone because you don't get to see anybody. You don't get to sit around fires. You don't get to sit around that meal, that Saturday night prime rib or whatever we have. Like we usually have steak night or whatever, and there's no more of that. No having beers or rums with your buddies. And, oh, hey, how is it? Oh, and you know the fish lies, the lies that are there's no more lying because no one can tell anybody any lies. There's no one around.
Yeah.
It's just it's gross. It's gross. It's I don't know even how to explain it without. I don't want to discourage anybody from doing tournaments because you're going to go out there and you're going to do a tournament because you want to do your very best. But the camaraderie and the fun it's just not there. It's sad to tell you the truth.
And Greg Rice is chiming in here too. He's saying that Moose Lake has canceled their tournament for this year, I guess, as well. So
unreal.
It's pretty upsetting, isn't it, to know that, you know, we can all go meet in aisle number 9 at Walmart, but when it comes to something like this in the outdoors, and it's gone.
It's gross. It's just I don't even want to talk about it because it's just so sad.
That's why we just talk about fishing here and not all the other stuff going on, including paid camping on Crown land. Do you want to comment?
I don't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
I'm one of those spoiled brats that likes to stay in a hotel with a nice warm shower at the end of the day.
You're like me, Trevor. Yeah, like we go to Cold Lake and everyone wants to sleep on the ice. Did that 1 year. I'm good. No more, man. It's hotel life for me. Thanks.
I'm good. When I go fishing or if I'm asking someone to guide me on another province or another part of the world, I say, how close is that nearest hotel?
I don't blame you. We're not getting any younger. Not like Mitch. He'll sleep in his truck. You know, he's hardcore.
Yeah.
Well, it's just cheaper that way, you know. Not everyone's a high roller, but under the truck, in the truck.
Mitch, I think you know me well enough. I'm a lot happier when I get to sleep in a bed.
I think you need a lot of sleep most of the time.
I'm getting up there, bud. It's nap time at noon every day almost.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll be in a cot.
Yep. Well, Trevor, you brought something up last night when we were talking about mono and braid and how you like to run braid with a leader, but how you like to set up your leader. I know everyone has kind of a different opinion, but you mentioned something that was pretty interesting to me, that you determine the length of your leader based on the size of the rod you're using. Did I understand that correctly?
Yep, that's correct. Yep. So in most situations, when you're not under like super finesse, super clear water, the best way to gauge your leader length is what I do is I go braid to the very top eye, and then I start my leader from there, and I bring it down to the bottom of the rod. So you know that your leader is 7'6". So if you ever needed to change to adapt to different depths or different situations that you may come in, you'll know how long your leader is always. And it doesn't hurt to have a longer leader. It never hurts to have a longer leader because it allows it to float better, it allows it to move better, and it allows for more reaction time. Yep.
That's another thing I have to change on my reels. Speaking of reels, Clayton is on here and he's got a question for you. He's asking why his balls on his fluger are so not great, is the word I'll say this week.
What?
He's saying that I'm assuming he means the bearings on his flugers he's noticed are not that great. I've never had a problem. I run fluger with all my stuff. So Clayton's just saying he's having a lot of problems with his. Do you find, I mean, I'm not going to put you on the spot. Is there any brand specific kind of reel you're using or experience you found with product flaws or anything like that?
Well, I'm in the business, right? I do 100 reels a week, and say 300 or 400 a month. Let's put it that way. And I am the warranty center for Fluger, and I barely see any problems wrong with bearings because they use ABEC, minimum ABEC.
How about this? Sorry to interrupt you. You can blame me. This is my third error. His bales, not his balls.
Oh, it's bales?
His bales, not his balls.
Oh, man.
Sorry about your ball bearings there, Clayton. His bales.
Bales. Well, he has to phone me and ask me specifically what could be wrong with it. It could be grease on the ramp. It could be he overshocked the spring. He could have bent the cam trip lever. There's so much things that could go wrong with those bales that, if you don't turn it over and it doesn't get over to the ramp, you know what I'm talking about, Mitchell. If it doesn't get over and jump up the ramp, or it doesn't have enough grease, all the grease is gone off the ramp and it has to work hard to get up the ramp, then it's going to fluke itself and then it's going to spring the spring on the other side. There's so many things that can go wrong with a bale that's why I'm in business. That's why I make my living at fixing them, because there's so many things that can go wrong in there.
Yeah, he's saying it actually won't close. So I would agree with you. There's probably something there that maybe, yep. Clayton, you need to send your stuff into the reel doctor and get it checked out.
I'll get them fixed up, that's for sure.
Maintenance.
Yep. What's that?
Maintenance.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually funny that we're talking about this right now, Trevor, because have you ever had someone come in and say, hey, I decided to try to maintain it myself and this is what happened?
The coffee can reel.
What have I told you? I'm that guy. That's a brand new reel.
Uh-oh.
That I'm like, I should take this off and see what's going on with this. This thing is sat on it has not cast a line, not once. So I'll probably have to send this to you. I just figured I knew how to do what I needed to do, ordered parts, and this thing sat here for the last 6 months. It's a President XT.
Yeah.
And actually what happened was I threw some work gear, some shingles on it while it was in my rod case, and I completely bent the bale over. So I ordered the parts, right? And I'm to the point now where with the time I have, I might as well just throw all these parts in a bag and fire them up to you and be like, here, Trevor. It's just brand new. Haven't even used it.
Where did you get the parts?
It's top secret. I'll trade you a pin for some parts.
Todd.
I know.
Oh my God.
Mitch, don't act like you haven't been there before. I've seen you doing the DIY, and Trevor's laughing. Trevor knows, right?
I just get a new reel.
I I don't know if he's smashing his head into Marcus's desk that Marcus made him, or he's just like, yeah, I know your type.
Oh, he's
Well, good.
disappointed.
You know what they say? It's $28.95 for a service, but it shows up in a coffee can or a Ziploc bag. She's double.
Dude, here's the handle, and here's the parts that fell off.
Oh,
So I guess in the mail you'll be getting this. Clayton is saying that he's never heard of Greece, and he's sending his reels your way. So
perfect.
Clayton, anyone else that figures they're a DIY guy, take it from one that knows. It does not work that way. There's a little bit more to it than you actually realize. Send them to Trevor. And I also will need to order, I'll order them online now, is reel covers. You brought up last night that people don't use reel covers. I know, I mean, most fly reels come with them. I use my fly reel cover all the time, but I don't use rod covers.
Reel covers, yeah.
Reel covers, sorry.
Rod covers, I use rod covers too. I don't know if you can see them. No, but anyways, I use rod covers because in my boat, I'm shoving 30, 40 rods in there. And if the guides touch each other, or if the guides touch the blank, sometimes it could put a little nick in them and then they're done.
Especially when you're tournament fishing, right? I mean, gear is everything.
Yeah, you're in a hurry and things are getting smashed around. And
if you were to guess, how many rods do you have?
I don't have that many. You can see them on the back wall there.
Yeah.
I have maybe 50.
That's it?
Yeah. I know guys that have lots more.
Maybe 50. That's double what I have. I can guarantee that. And that's not even counting ice fishing rods, right?
Yeah. Can you see them on the back wall there? I can move my head this way.
I can see them, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not many. I know guys that brag about they got 100 plus, but I mean you guys got so many of them, and then every time I go buy a new rod, I got to buy a new reel, and it's like, holy cow!
It adds up really quick.
Well, it's just you never use it.
Yeah.
What's it for? When you die, then well, look at what I get.
Did you ever see the one that says, "I hope she never sells the equipment for what I said I paid for it when I die"?
Yeah, I seen that one, but my favorite is he who dies with the most wins.
Well, I'll make sure my stuff's beat up really well for when my day comes. So
yeah.
But yeah, for sure, reel covers. It's on my list. So I will send you. I'll send you this.
Yeah.
And I'll send you this. And I'll send you this.
Yeah.
And then you can take your time. When you get reel covers, you can send 6 back.
Sure, yeah, we can do that for you.
Darren's asking what your favorite rod reel combo is. Do you have a preferred brand or size or anything like that?
Well, I have different ones for different styles of fishing, but if it was live bait rigging for giant walleye and tournament situations, it would be my G Loomis 7'6" WR 9000, all a medium light with a Shimano Stella. And then for trolling, I use Daiwa Zillion or a Daiwa Steez. I use Daiwa Steez rod and reel combo for pulling. So it's kind of higher end stuff, but it's just very viral. It's like 65 million bias graphite rods that are just, you just breathe on them and you can feel them.
Right. Really good action on those. And what about your choice of line? Do you have a preference? Does it change quite a bit? I know there's a lot of products on the market.
I was a Suffix 832 guy for the longest time, and then I was introduced to Power Pro, and now the new Power Pro V2 is unreal. Unreal.
Yeah, I know there's some Braid products out there that try to compete, and they've been less than impressive. So, yeah, I know on my stuff I use a lot of Suffix. Mitch, what about you when you're using Braid? You're kind of in the same line as Trevor there?
For Braid, I'm using a Pissy Fun right now, just testing it out, and it's been really nice, small diameter, and really no real stretch to it. Then if I'm running any mono or fluoro, it's Sunline.
Sunline.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where do you buy Sunline, Mitchell?
You can get it from Bass Pro. They have the lineup there. That's pretty much where I've seen it in Alberta. So
I want to try their 8-pound test.
yeah, no, I really love it. I've been impressed since I got some from a buddy, and that's what I've been using since then.
Hey, Todd, you want to give me 1 minute? I got to go get my cord. My phone's going to die.
I've had her, bud. Not a problem at all. We're gonna, when you're back, we'll get into the next topic, but that'll give Mitch and I a chance to jump into the next one.
Sure, I'll be right back.
Sounds good. You want to talk about this? We don't have to.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Are you sure? Is it a big deal? I don't know. Like, there's 3 days left in voting for the 2021 charity fish on.
It's coming up quick.
Well,
got those votes in.
Friday, and I don't know if anyone noticed, I didn't set a time on Friday for it to close. I'm not a judge, so I'm just going to make a decision. I could wake up at 6 in the morning and it's closing. I could wake up at noon. I know votes have slowed down quite a bit. We're not counting the number of votes, but I know that it's a close race. The top 8, excluding Greg and Adam, will go through to week 1. Mitch, you don't know this as of yet, but we're just we're finalizing some details for the tournament. Tentatively, we will be starting on the 8th of June, which is convenient because that's our live show. So yeah, it's going to give us some time for those people to get in so we can get kind of a format sorted out. Obviously, it's about everything being fair and even. Do you want to do your announcement before I do mine?
Well, we just got in the new Pissy Fun reel. That's going to be on the FX custom rod. We'll get into it. They cut this like crazy. But this Honor XT reel is like one of my favorites. Look at that. It comes in a rod bag or a reel bag. So you're going to get that with it. And I'm not going to assemble it all because it's all kind of in different pieces. But put it all there. And this thing, I love this thing. Like, you just give it a tap and she just spins. This thing's got insane drag. Ask Aaron about when she was pulling up those big Lakers when we're at Cold Lake. This is the real season. And this thing screams and it's there.
Super cool. So, when do you want to give that package away?
Well, we don't know.
It's your package, so you will have to decide that.
Okay. Well, I don't know yet.
Well, that's the joy of not starting until June. You get some time to figure that out. So, for any of our competitors, some way, somehow, there will be an option or opportunity for you to win that, which I think is pretty exciting. I might have. Is it too late for me to enter? Maybe I can just sandbag the competition.
I don't know. I still kind of want it now. Now that it came shiny and stuff. But I already said I was giving it away, so I guess we'll have to do it.
You're so much like me, it's hilarious.
Well, as soon as it came out, I was like, oh, why am I doing this?
I just finished entering all of the donation stuff that everyone has been so gracious to give to us for the Use Can Fish 2 charity. We do have an auction coming. The charity is working on getting that posted. I'll have more information. But there was probably 15 or 20 items in that group of stuff where I'm like, I said to Marcy, I should just keep this myself. We got like a trip with Mike Robertson. We got rods. We got reels, like stuff from you, stuff from Rock Hard Tackle, like brown angling. I mean, I could go on and on. Anyways, back to the competition. We have a week 2 sponsor, which will be the top 5 competitors. Our week 2 sponsor is our good friends, Sebastian. I saw him this week from Hidden Waters. And why is this a week 2 competition? And I'm not going to throw them because they're new. Not one, not two, not three. 5 hats. So Hidden Waters Ltd. Sebastian, thanks for your donation. That's going to be a week 2 prize pack for our week 2 competitors. So I'll hold on to those. I promise I won't wear them. And if anyone's interested in being a sponsor for the competition, feel free to reach out to me. That's week 2. Mitch, you've added yours. We got a custom jersey for the grand prize winner, the winner of the competition. And then we've got Dynamite Plastics. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff coming as well for the competitors. Keeping in mind, of course, the grand prize is $1,000 for that charity. So if you haven't gone on and voted on the contest page yet, let us know and we'll get you added in there so you can get a vote. Trevor, sorry to ignore you. What do you got going on there, buddy?
Just tying more rigs.
Because
he doesn't have enough yet.
I gotta get myself to 2,000. You never know when the pike will go hard on them.
Are you serious? 2,000?
No, it's just that pike are so hard on material.
Yeah, they love to chew. How many harnesses will you go through, say, in a day? Like, can you get 1 or 2 in a day, or do they get chewed up pretty quick?
No, I'll burn through. In a tournament situation, probably 10 to 25, 30. Like I have this special can on my boat, and it's got a slot in it, and so that when you get burned off and you got some parts left, you just stick them in there like a garbage can, and then you got this big can, and then that's how you end up with all these beads like this loose beads and stuff.
Right. It's amazing. Well, Trevor, we're wrapping up, but I want to talk about this quickly because you mentioned it. You're going to be running a live scope this year, right?
I ran a live scope last year.
And you're also a Garmin rep. So anyone that's interested in live scope or knowing more or what they need, you're the guy to talk to, correct?
That's correct.
I'm halfway there, so I might have to talk to you about that as well.
You need one of these in your life.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah. That's what you need right there. The LVS 32 transducer on. I got one set on the ice pool, and I got one set for the boat. And this bad boy at a 10-inch.
That's going to be a game changer for you this year, without a doubt.
You got to come down and fish it. You got to fish the operation. That thing.
Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll send you my bag of parts and I'll come up and pick up the reel myself.
Yeah. Even on like guys offer me to come to their trout lakes and see how many trout are actually in their ponds because they want, they haven't seen any in a while, and they'll ask me to come and see their pond and they're like, holy cow, I didn't realize there's any in there.
Are you getting attacked, Trevor?
What?
It looked like the phone was trying to attack you or something.
Yeah, I got the charger in the bottom, so it's all like wonky now. It's really embarrassing.
Well, it looks like you'll have one up on Greg because he says he's still only halfway there, and he can't say it's because he can't afford to upgrade the rest to a live scope because he's blown all of his money on boats. So, Greg, if you're going to compete, you got the legend here to compete against. So, don't want to see you get beat up too bad this year, bud.
And when Greg is ready to pull the trigger, I told him he could come to me. I'll give him a hell of a discount.
What about me?
Yeah, sure. Anybody.
I'm just bugging you.
Anybody on the show. I could offer something for your show, guys. If for all your people on your show, if they got 2 spinning reels, I charge regular $28.95 a spinning reel. I'll do 2 for $50 till the end of May.
Amazing. Everyone check that out. Trevor, how can people reach you?
Obviously www.realdoctor.com or just Google The Real Doctor, and I'm there all over the place there.
Amazing. And we'll make sure we share you on the page. Trevor, I really want to thank you for joining us on the show this week. It's been awesome, man. I just
Thanks
love
very
being
much
able
for
to get
having me.
people on here. And
Thanks very much.
anytime, man, anytime you want to come on the show, you're more than welcome. Third wheel,
Sure.
thanks for being my backup.
Yeah, whatever.
Good seeing you again, Mitchell.
Yeah, you too, Trevor.
We'll have
You
to
bet.
get out. We'll have to get out and fish that one lake there.
Yeah, we'll have to do that because I really want to get on there.
Can
And,
that big ranger? Can we drop that big ranger on that one?
Oh yeah.
Well, let's go
We
burn
can
up some hours on that motor.
Yeah, Maisel.
We'll
And,
make it work.
Yeah, I want you to hook me up with that high-end pissy fun.
Yeah, you can test them all out. I'll bring the rods and reels.
Perfect.
Awesome, guys.
Give me some info. I'll buy one and I'll try it out. I'm not scared to try it out.
Sounds like we got some wheeling and dealing going on. I love it.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we'll do a little bit of a wrap up this week. I promise I will end the broadcast. And anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, sorry. Trevor, thanks for joining us. Mitch, as always, it's a pleasure. Next week, Mr. Kyle Stevens on 420. Everyone, have a great week. We'll talk to you later.